What's going on, everybody? Welcome to schrishzen Thoughts, where I talk about stuff and things, and today we are going to be talking about choosing to believe. So, for starters, shout out to my subscribers, shout out to anybody new coming across this channel. Comments and feedback are always welcome, and if you like what you hear, feel free to subscribe. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell icon, that way you get notifications of when I do post new videos. I've been having a conversation, or I have conversations with this one kid on Facebook. Well, before that, I'm labeling videos that I do in relation to the Bible, Thoughts of a Wicked Man. Slight backstory to it, I'm not really going to go into it, but I'm going to call them Thoughts of a Wicked Man. This one is from a conversation that I had with somebody that I came across on Facebook. I have conversations with this one dude who is a believer, and I kind of push back on some of the things that he says to try and gauge where his understanding is coming from behind what he says. To me, it's one thing to say something, but then if somebody actually challenges you to break down like why you're saying what you're saying, sometimes it might fall apart. So I push back even to see if my thought on what he's saying falls apart. Either way, this led to a convo with somebody else, and it's a common theme that I've noticed from believers, where you'll say, through our convo, it came up, you have to choose to believe. You have to choose to put your trust in Christ. You have to choose to accept him and accept the sacrifice that he did. You have to choose to do these things. And I'm like, is that something that I, as a non-believer, can really do? Can I just up and choose to believe in a deity that I don't believe in? Everybody that promotes this didn't do that to get there. They didn't just up and choose. They all, that I've heard from, have had a personal experience of a sort that led them to choosing. They didn't choose first and then had a personal experience. They had the personal experience. They had the experience first, and that led them to believe, and then that led them to choose. So I'm sitting over here and I'm like, well, I haven't had the personal experience. I haven't had that. Actually plays into why I titled these Thoughts of a Wicked Man. But I haven't had that personal experience. So for me, it would just be up and choosing, which I don't have a reason to do right now. If I was to try and do it, that's another part that plays in it. You have to be sincere. You have to do it with, like, honestly. And in my head, I'm like, then I couldn't really do it right now. The best I can do is what I have done and what I do. Like I mentioned in my other video, I think I mentioned, I would love to believe. If it's the truth, I would love to believe. I'm going to do a video about why, but that's a separate video. Either way, I would love to believe, but right now I don't. I haven't been convinced of it. I haven't heard an argument that's solid enough to point me to the Christian God. God idea, God concept, I'm not completely against it all. I don't lean in a God direction, but there's still like I'm very open to the idea. But I can't up and choose to believe. She did acknowledge this in the convo. I'll give her that much, because I kept pressing on it. I was like, can you just up and choose not to believe? She's like, no, obviously you can't just choose to believe something that you don't believe in. But you have to do it. That's kind of where it led to. And I'm like, this doesn't make any, that never seems to stick for me. People say it. And I'm like, cool. Did you do that? Did you just up and choose, or did something happen first that compelled you to choose? Did you hear something and really believed it? And we're like, all right, cool. That sounds like that's right. I will choose based off that. Even going through the Bible, there's a lot of choices that are made to follow. But they're based off experiences. They're not blind choices. They're not, I don't really believe it, but I'm going to choose it anyway and fake it till you make it. So, if that's not the case, I can't really choose to believe it. I can't choose to just up and believe something that I don't believe in. So I'm stuck. What should I do? How did you get to where you are? Did you choose before having experience? Did you have an experience? Did something happen that compelled you to choose? Or did you just one day decide, I'm going to try it, see what happens? I kind of believe in it anyway. I feel like you would have to kind of believe at the least. So I guess maybe I'm kind of there. I don't really believe, not in that one, like I said. It's that one. But good convo. I enjoyed. I don't think it's done, but it hasn't said anything in a little while. I don't really have anything to bring up. So comments and feedback, like I said, are always welcome. At this point, I still can't just choose to believe it. I haven't heard a good enough argument. The conversations that I've had haven't yielded a good enough belief or a good enough reason to believe. Next one that I do within this series will probably be on the Trinity. I had a very interesting conversation with a guy in a live chat who was a Trinitarian, and I found his responses to what I was saying kind of funny. But I hope you have a good one. Hope you enjoy. Peace.